What's up guys, Steve here, and I am back from my vacation out in Texas. I had an awesome time, but man, we have got a lot to get caught up on now regarding stimulus, unemployment, and today in this video, it is the historic election day as Americans across the nation are casting their votes to be tallied up to see who is going to be the next president of the United States, who's going to be running the Senate and the House. So in this video, I'm going to get you caught up on all of the details as to who is currently winning, what's actually taking place right now, and when we can find out the results, and if you are still waiting to cast your vote, when the polls will be closing across the nation, state by state, so that way you can know how much time you got left to get that last vote in. So I'm going to get you caught up on all of the details in this video, but before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, it'll just take a second, vote thumbs up on this video. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Also leave comments and share this video out with anybody that you think might want to get this information as well. Also, to stay up to date on everything that's unfolding, be sure to smash the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way as soon as I upload videos on unemployment, stimulus, the elections, anything with the economy, you can get these videos right away. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. But all right, let's go ahead and dive into everything that's unfolding right now on this historic election day. Now, as I mentioned, today is expected to be a historic day, but not just because it's an election day, but because they are expecting in the polls a record turnout, the likes of which we have never seen. As a matter of fact, there has already been 100 million votes already cast. Now, just to let you know, that's about a third of our nation's population and well over a third of the voting population. Now, they're saying that these mail-in ballots and showing up at the polls early with 100 million votes is due to the pandemic and due to the controversy between these two candidates and people sincerely wanting to voice their opinion about who they think the president should be. Now, just to let you know though, we are expecting the majority of votes to be cast today in the traditional form. So we are still yet to see what's going to be unfolding here today. Now, in regards to who is currently winning, I'm going to be putting a link in the description below to the NBC live updated website for you. So that way you can see the electoral positions on each and every single state. Now, at the moment, they're all going to be grayed out because they haven't started tallying up yet. But what they're saying is that overall, they believe that former Vice President Joe Biden is up in the polls by a little over 6%, which is actually significantly lower than where he was a couple weeks ago when they were saying he was winning by as much as 14%. Now, I know a lot of people don't trust the polls. They say they're not reliable because the news reporting is biased, or they say the polls aren't big enough and broad enough to truly capture the opinions of Americans across the nation as to who the president should be. Well, in actuality, we were expecting this, and here's why. It's the different stances on the mail-in ballots. What they're saying is that they believe the vast majority of Democrats would support the mail-in ballot system and would vote early. So what we would see is a significant lead from Biden, but as we came closer to election day, that we would see that gap shrink down, and what they're saying is that on election day today, they are expecting what they're calling a red wave or red tsunami of Republican votes for Trump to just come pouring in. So what the question is will the blue wave of mail-in ballots be larger than the red wave that's going to be coming today? And that they're saying could potentially determine who is going to be winning this election today. And keep in mind the fact that the presidency is not based on the popular vote. It's actually based on the electoral voting system. And we actually saw this in 2016 as Hillary Clinton, she actually won the popular vote. More people voted for Hillary Clinton than President Donald Trump. However, he won significantly in the electoral voting system and took the presidency. Now, that means that today we need to look at the key swing states and see what the turnout is there, as whoever wins those states will receive more electoral votes, which will then determine the presidency. And it has been reported that we're expecting to see protests, riots, and civil unrest across the nation when we get the results of the elections, regardless of who wins. As a result, the White House, they said, has erected a non-scalable wall around the perimeter to try to deter any rioting at the White House. And also, they're saying that small businesses across the nation are doing the same. They're going to be closing down early and boarding up their windows to deter any damage to their properties. Now, right now, there's a lot of people that are upset with how Congress and our leaders have managed this pandemic crisis, the economic crisis, and the stimulus. And if you're upset, that is rightfully so. Honestly, there's a lot of things that probably could have been handled better. However, If you're considering going out and looting and rioting, I just wanted to say, please reconsider. Harming people and causing destruction to properties and people's livelihoods is not the answer. There are better ways to voice our disapproval. Please reconsider. Now, when we receive those results, it's going to be impacting how we're moving forward as a nation with the pandemic, the unemployment issue, with stimulus packages and everything. So when are we going to be seeing that? Well, it's going to depend on how close this race is. If somebody's ahead by a landslide and it's already determined they've already got 270 electoral votes, then we pretty much will be able to determine the presidency right away. However, if it's a very tight race and we need to count all the votes to see who actually is going to be winning it by just a little bit, then it might be a little while. So we're going to see what unfolds regarding when we're going to know who won the presidency. Now, with that being said, if you have not yet voted but realize you want to partake in today's historic election and let your voice be heard, I'm going to go through each and every single state letting you know when the polls close. So that way you can make sure you can get there on time and get that vote in. So after you watch this video, like, subscribe, and then do just that. So let's start off with at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Indiana's 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 9th congressional districts will be closing, along with Kentucky's 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th as well. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to see Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia close. And at 7:30, we're going to see North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia close. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to see Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Florida, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Tennessee closing. At 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, Arkansas will be closing. At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Wisconsin, and Wyoming will be closing. And at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to see Iowa, Montana, Nevada, and Utah close. The last polls close at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in California, Idaho, Oregon, Washington. The last polls close at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in Hawaii. And 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to see the polls close in Alaska. Well, you guys, that is the latest as to where we currently stand today with the elections. As things unfold, I'll try to get updates out for you guys. And also, I'm going to do some more videos getting you up to date on where we stand with stimulus, unemployment, and how the elections are going to be impacting those as well. So if you haven't already, if you could do me a quick favor, just destroy that like button and also hit the subscribe button, notification bell, leave a comment, and share this out to people. It helps out the channel. Thank you so much, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date. And once again, if you don't, be sure to follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. Well, you guys, I hope this reaches you well. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.